distressed one, when you call out to him, he responds. Not my words, his words. In the Quran, Allah says, "Ud'uni astajib lakum." Call out to me and I will respond. Allah is giving optimism. You call out to me and I will respond in the way that He does best. All of these things build a picture of hope, of optimism, of being able to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the best light. When we look at money, rizq, sustenance, where does it come from? Allah. So when you're negative and pessimistic and dejected about anything in your life, that maybe your money, maybe your family, maybe your husband, maybe your wife, who did it come from? It came from Allah. You want better, where do you turn to? You turn to Allah with hope. I'm building a picture, part of our iman, that it is part of our iman that we have optimism, that we have hope, always. Because if we don't have hope, we'll come in a minute to Hadith Qudsi, which is quite dangerous for those of us that have no hope in Allah. Allah has been described by the Prophet as having more mercy than a mother has towards a child. Parents, what mercy do you have towards your children? Allah has more mercy to His creation, all of His creation, than a mother has to her own child. He is kinder to His creation than we are to our own selves. He loves us more than our mothers love us. He loves us more than our mothers love us, more than we love our own selves. He is Al-Wadud. If you just go through the list of things that I've talked about His mercy, about His provision of rizq, about His infinite bounty, about His love, what are we going through essentially? The names and attributes of Allah. And I would say one of the reasons that we find ourselves in dejection, in pessimism, in negativity, is because we don't know Allah. We don't know who is Allah. Allah has given us glimpses to Himself through His names and attributes. These asma wa sifat are important for us to reflect upon. They're not just there to make nice nasheeds about them and teach kids how to sing them. They're there for us to reflect upon. Because you look at the broad spectrum of names and attributes He has revealed to us. And these are only a glimpse, the ones He's revealed to us. They cover every aspect of our lives. Everything. So anything you have a worry about, turn to the names and attributes of Allah, you will find there is an answer. You're worried about rizq? Talk to Al-Razaq. You're worried about guidance? Talk to Al-Hadi. You're worried about love? Talk to Al-Wadud. You're worried about mercy? Talk to Al-Rahman. You want to be pardoned? Talk to Allah, etc., etc., etc. Names and attributes of Allah are there so we get to know Him. And when we get to know Him, something amazing happens. When we get to know Him, something absolutely incredible happens. Let me bring to you first verbatim in English the translation of Hadith Qudsi. Listen very carefully to the beginning sentences, very carefully. Allah Abu Hurairah said that Rasulullah said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, I am for my servant as he thinks of me. Let's pause. I am for my servant as he thinks of me. What does that mean? If I think of Allah as Al-Wadud, Al-Kareem, Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim, He will be for me Al-Wadud, Al-Kareem, Al-Rahman, Al-Rahim. But if I think of Allah, Allah's not going to give it me anyway. Allah doesn't listen to my du'as. We're not going to say it. Allah's rubbish, ma'adallah. We wouldn't say it with our tongue, but we mean it with our attitude. How will He be for you? Go back to Hadith Qudsi. I am for my servant as he thinks of me. So negativity breeds negativity in your qalb. Not my words, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Hadith Qudsi. I am for my slave as he thinks of me. If you think good of Allah, if you're positive, if you have hope, if you're optimistic with Allah, your life becomes full of hope and optimism. Even if people may look at you and say, well, this person got nothing, but you walk around with a smile on your face. Why? Because you have hope, you have optimism. This is an attribute of Allah. So I begin today looking at this issue of hope, optimism. Thinking of ourselves as not being negative, not being pessimistic, but seeing this Hadith Qudsi and saying, I am for my slave as he thinks of me. Ya Rabbi, I want to think of you in the best way. But Rasulullah said, have the best opinion of Allah. Because He is for His slaves as He thinks of them. Have the best opinion of Allah. People say, how can I have a bad opinion of Allah? We do inadvertently have bad opinions of Allah when we're when we're pessimistic, when we don't like what Allah has decreed for us. Let's continue the Hadith Qudsi. I am for my slave, for my servant, as he thinks of me. And I am with him when he remembers me. I'm with him when he remembers me. Allah is with the slave when you remember Allah. When you make dhikr of Allah, when you remember Allah in your daily life, whatever you're doing, if Allah is being remembered in whatever you do, Allah is with you in doing whatever you do. If he remembers me to himself, I too will remember him to myself, Allah. If you just sit there and you start making dhikr of Allah, Allah remembers you while you make dhikr of him. Have you ever contemplated what that means? How wonderful! How sad we feel! Let's take the opposite side first. How sad we feel if somebody doesn't remember us. Oh, you didn't text me for 2 weeks, you've forgotten about me. Oh, you don't text me anymore, you don't like me anymore. Oh, you must hate me because you're not in contact with me anymore. Rubbish like this we say. With Allah, we feel this with human beings. We miss them, we want them to remember us. And we think sometimes they don't remember us even though they maybe do. When you think of Allah, when you remember Allah, Allah is remembering you as an individual. He's remembering you as an individual. Allah is thinking about you, remembering you when you make his dhikr. He's concerned with looking after you 24 hours a day anyway. He takes care of our breathing, our food, every element of our life he's taking care of. But he's actively remembering you because you actively remembered him. The Hadith Qudsi goes on. When he remembers himself, when he remembers me to himself, I too will remember him in myself. And if he remembers me in a group of people, I will remember him in a group that is better than that. We sometimes sit in gatherings with no mention of Allah. Okay, in our daily life, maybe that would cause problems if we start bringing Allah into our conversations at work, especially in our department. But in our gatherings, do we not mention Allah? Inshallah we do. And when we do, whatever gathering we are in amongst ourselves, sitting, having lunch, going to the prayer room, going on the tube, whatever it is, when we mention the name of Allah, make the dhikr of Allah in his mention, Allah remembers us not in a gathering amongst ourselves. Much better than that. Who? Amongst the dwellers of the heavens. So we get remembered amongst the dwellers of the heavens when we remember Allah amongst the dwellers of the earth. Let's continue. And if he comes to me 1 span nearer, I will go 1 cubit nearer to him. And if he comes 1 cubit nearer to me, I will go the distance of 2 outstretched arms nearer to him. And if he comes to me walking, I will come to him running. That to me, the end of that hadith is one of the most profound things that we have ever had narrated in the hadith. This hadith is found in Sahih Bukhari. If he comes to me walking, I will go to him running. Who? Who will come to you we're running? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Lord of the worlds, the master of creation, the creator of all that is in this universe, the owner of the day of judgment. He will come towards you and me running if we just walk towards him. Even though we are the slave. And he is the Rabb. His love and his mercy on his creation is so much that you walk towards him. Imagine the analogy. You're walking towards Allah. Okay, I'm going to make an effort for you, Ya Rabb. I'm going to leave aside that which is haram. I'm going to go towards that which is halal. I'm going to do this walking. He comes running to receive you. He goes running to receive you. Have we ever contemplated how merciful, how magnificent, how optimistic we should feel when we think about the greatness of Allah? So I'm going to summarize that little patch there that we've talked about in the names and attributes, about being optimistic when we get to know Allah, with one thing. Whenever you feel down about something, whenever you feel worried about something, whenever something makes you have a glimpse of pessimism, all you need to do, it's very simple. And we can go through the detail, you should think about Rahman, yes, those things come secondary. I'm going to start with somewhere really basic. Remember Allah exists. That's it. Remember Allah exists. This is important. Sounds stupid, but of course Allah exists. Why would I forget it? Well, if you remember Allah exists, Allah, being Allah, is necessitated upon being his names and attributes. So when you read it, you just remember Allah exists. You remember that he is Rahman, he is Rahim, he is Tawwab, he is Afu, he is Kareem, he is Wadud, and the list goes on and on. So when you just remember that he exists, you can put your worries to one side. Why? Rasulullah said, Allahu khairul mutlaq. Allah is absolute khair. Everything Allah, if He is Allah and He exists, which we know He does for you and I, is good. So just sometimes remembering Allah exists, making dhikr of Allah and remembering Ya Rabbi exists, that's enough. By being in existence, it necessitates that He is who He is. You have conversation with atheists and they say, well, if God existed, then He wouldn't be so cruel. If God existed, He would... These are stupid arguments. Because one of the definitions of God, they say, well, who created God? If God created everything, who created God? It's a ridiculous argument because one of the definitions of God, Allah, is that He's not created. So His definition is predicated on not being created. So your argument is defunct before you've even started it. Because if you say who created Him, you're not talking about Allah, you're not talking about God, because His necessities, He was not created. So these are stupid arguments. So just remember He exists. And if you remember He exists, you have to be optimistic. Because this Hadith Qudsi tells us what? I am for my slave as he thinks of me. Negativity in our opinion of Allah breeds negativity in our life. Positivity and optimism and the best opinion of Allah breeds positivity and optimism in our lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us good and bad in this dunya, and we expected it because that is what He tells us in the Quran. That if we say we believe, we're going to be tested. Part of our iman is to believe in the good and the bad of the qadr. The belief in the qadr of Allah, the good and the bad thereof. So we know this is happening, and yet still, when He pushes difficulty upon us, we become negative and sorrowful. We have to understand, whatever we want, whatever we need, we only turn to Allah. Ibrahim a.s. in the Quran has a conversation with Allah, and in Surah Al-Shu'ara, he describes Allah. Ibrahim a.s. Khalilullah describes Allah thus. He says, He's the one who created me, and He guided me, and He feeds me, and He waters me, and when I'm sick, He heals me. What a description of knowing Allah. He created me, He guides me. So yes, we all accept that Allah created me. Who guides us? Allah guides us. How does He guide us? Ibrahim a.s. was being guided with wahi. How are you and I guided? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Verily, this is the book in which there is no doubt. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. A guidance for whom? For the muttaqeen. Allah has given us guidance through what? Through the Quran, through His matter speech. So He created me and He guided me. He feeds me and He waters me. Allah is the one. Allah is Ar-Razaq. He's the one who gives us everything we need to survive on. And when I'm sick, He heals me. When you're sick, what do? We run to the doctor, we run to the pharmacy, we run to the internet, we self-prescribe, we start looking. How many of us remember, paracetamol ain't going to cure your headache except that Allah gives it tawfiq. Antibiotics aren't going to cure your flu except that Allah gives it tawfiq. You can take all the drugs you want in the world, none of it will work except that Allah gives it tawfiq. So Allah is curing you, not paracetamol. We've become an age where we run towards the scientific, thinking that it's in absence of Allah. The science just confirms what Allah already has revealed to us. That's all science does, is confirm that which Allah has revealed to us. This week I think one of the brothers posted a thing about the sugar, giving newborn premature babies sugar in their mouth, acts as an antiseptic, protects them. This is tahneek. 1400 years ago Rasulullah said, give tahneek. Chewed up piece of date into the mouth, does what? Sugar solution. 1400 years later, Muslims go, oh my God, the Prophet was right. Of course he was right, alayhi salatu wasalam. Don't be so amazed when the Rasulullah is right. Let all the science should do is confirm the iman you already have. I knew Rasulullah was right. These people have caught up in what he alayhi salatu wasalam said 1400 years ago. Science doesn't confirm the in our hearts, we already confirmed it because he alayhi salatu wasalam said it. All science does is catch up and we can say, we already knew this. But this is how we should be with Allah. This is how we should be when we get sick. This is how we should be, is trusting Allah for all the things that we need. Furthermore, many people lose hope. We're talking about hope and optimism. One of the things that makes many people sometimes lose hope, loss of hope, one of the tricks of shaitan is, you know what? You're a bad man. You're a bad woman. You've sinned too much. There's no hope. Trick of shaitan. you're beyond. How can Allah forgive you? Your sins are so many. How can Allah forgive you? One of the tricks of shaitan. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam warned us that one of the greatest sins after shirk, the greatest sin a human being can commit is shirk. One of the greatest sins after shirk is to despair of the mercy of Allah. To despair of the mercy of Allah. So the moment you think, I'm too bad, there's no point, I'll just carry on being bad, you're despairing of the mercy of Allah. No human being's sins are greater than the mercy of Allah. No human beings. Remember we said at the very beginning, our iman necessitates that we believe Allah's mercy is infinite. So if Allah's mercy is infinite, are your sins infinite? No, they're not. Your sins are finite. Bound by what? The degree of your lifetime. They're finite. Allah's mercy is infinite. So how can you not have hope and optimism that when you make mistakes, that when you turn back in repentance, Allah will forgive you? He subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, properly translated, say, my servants who have been prodigal to their own hurt, you've sinned, you've been bad to yourself, despair not of the mercy of Allah who forgives all sins. Lo, He is the forgiving, the merciful. He is the forgiving, the merciful. Despair not, no matter what you've done, no matter how bad you've been, no matter what filth and depravity you've committed, don't despair of the mercy of Allah. Allah is saying it, and the Prophet is saying it in the hadith. Don't despair. Allah can forgive. All we need to do is turn back to Him and seek His repentance, seek His forgiveness. Let's conclude the first khutbah with this. We're talking about optimism. I mentioned about calling out to Allah, call out to me and I will respond. One of the most optimistic verses of the Quran. Another one that we read regularly in our salah. How have we thought about it? Verily, with every hardship comes ease. With every hardship comes ease. Twice repeated. With every hardship comes ease. Every one of us in this room, every one of us is going through some hardship. I know that. Not because I know your hardship, because Allah has told us in the Quran that if you say you will believe, that you're going to be tested as those were tested before. So you and I are all going through various degrees and levels of hardship. And Allah says with every hardship comes ease. With every hardship, not after. We translate it as after. Ba'da. There's no ba'da here. It's with. There's no after hardship comes ease. There's a mistranslation. With hardship comes ease. Let me prove it to you. Everybody right now think about the hardship they're going through. We all know what it is. You think about it yourself. You and I know what hardships we are going through. Think about it. We've got it there without a doubt. We are all going through a hardship. I can visualize it. I can think about it. I'm living it. It's causing me difficulty. Now think about the ease in your life. When I'm going through hardship, shouldn't I just focus on the hardship? No. Because when you focus on the hardship, you miss the ease. The biggest ease everyone in this room has, the biggest ease everyone in this room has, the fact that we are in Jummah today means one thing, that we are all Muslim. The greatest ease Allah has given every one of us is hidayah to Islam. The greatest ease. Have we thought, no matter what's going on in my life, the fact that I'm Muslim is such a big deal that I should do shukr for that? Let's move on from Iman and Islam. He gave us wealth. He gave us health. He gave us food. He gave us houses. He gave us security. He gave us jobs. He gave us brotherhood. He gave us sisterhood. He gave us husbands. He gave us wives. He gave us children. He gave us so many things which all have to come under the category of ease. But our selfish, narcissistic nature makes us only focus on the hardship. Yeah, you gave me all these things, but you didn't give me this. So He gave you 1 billion things, but He didn't give you one. And what do? We focus on the one. Allah's promise is true. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. With every hardship comes ease. The problem doesn't lie with the promise of Allah. The problem lies with you and me focusing on the hardship and not seeing the multitude of ease that He has given us. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين ختم الأنبياء ورحمة للعالمين سيدنا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا ومولانا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. So we're on the theme of optimism, hope with Allah, seeing Allah in the best light, having the best opinion of Allah, recognizing Allah's hand in all of our lives. And there's a message from Allah that when you go through difficulty, what should you do? We've just said every one of us is going through hardship. We should focus on the ease, which is there at the same time. But Allah gives us more and more rewards and blessings if we do the right thing. Allah says in the Quran that when we're afflicted with calamity, because we will be afflicted with calamity, what should we say? Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, roughly translated, who say when a misfortune strikes them, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Verily from Allah we came, and unto Him we will return. Unto Him we return. Such are they on whom Allah's blessings are put, and mercy. Such are the rightly guided ones. So you want to be the person who, when you go through hardship, Allah's mercy is on you. He gives His blessings to that person. What do you have to do? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un is not just at funerals. It's become something we don't think about. Somebody dies, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi. Of course, that's the right thing to say. But the verse doesn't say just at funerals. The ayah says, when calamity before, you know what calamity you're going through in your life. What do we say? Verily from Allah we came, and unto Him we return. What does it remind us? This is the qadr of Allah. We came from Him, we're going back to Him. If we came from Him, we're going back to Him. The only thing that matters for us now while we're living is going back to Him. We've already come from Him. What matters is what are we going to go back to Him with? Are we going to go back to Him with patience? Are we going to go back to Him with a good opinion? Are we going to go back to Him with optimism? Are we going to go back to Him with hope? Are we going to go back to Him hoping for all the best things of the dunya and the akhirah? Or are we going to go back to Him with a whole bag full of pessimism and negativity and bad opinion of Allah? When you say Inna lillahi, think about what it means. Don't just say it as a phrase. Think about the meaning. Verily from Allah we came, and unto Him we will return. Because we will. Every human being that has ever walked the face of the earth will return back to Allah. No jobs will matter, no relationships will matter, no friendships will matter, no husbands, wives will matter. No money will matter, no food will matter. The only thing that will matter is what we did for Allah. Of course, all those things I mentioned can be for Allah. But if they're not, they're worthless. The only things that will matter are what we put before Allah from our deeds. The things that we have done for His sake and His sake alone. When we have disagreements, when we have quarrels, we should resolve them for the sake of Allah. We should love one another for the sake of Allah. We should be good together to one another for the sake of Allah. Everything we should do for the sake of Allah. One of the things that people often get pessimistic about right now, Islam is under attack. Somebody lies about Muslims. People are saying Muslims are terrorists. People are slaying people. Muslims are extremists. You know, you grow a beard, you're an extremist. You pray 5 times, you're an extremist. I'll leave that to brothers in the room who are working on that policy to decide whether that's extremism or not. But this is allowed. I'll leave that, okay. Extremists, negativity, lies against Muslims. Every day lies against Muslims. What does Allah say about this? Because people get worried. People start advocating things and getting over-exaggerating answer responses. Why? Allah's given us an answer in the Quran. He says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, roughly translated in Surah Al-Anbiya, nay, but we hurl the truth against falsehood. Allah hurls truth against falsehood, and it does break its head, and no, it vanquishes it. Allah is saying, don't worry when lies are told. We worry about lies being told about Muslims now. What lies were said about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? He was a magician. He was a soothsayer. He was a poet. He was majnoon, mad, ma'adallah, all of them. Those lies were hurled against none other than the best of creation, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Who are you and me compared to that? You're a terrorist, you're an extremist, you're this, you're that. Okay, no problem. Allah knows the truth. And Allah will hurl truth against falsehood until it vanquishes it. Another ayah, Surah Al-Anbiya. As for the foam, it passes away as scum upon the banks. While as that which is of use to mankind, it remains on the earth. Again, truth and falsehood. Falsehood, lies are like the scum on the river or the sea, just fades away into the banks and disappear. That which is beneficial, truth, remains. So even at times of trials and tribulation, on a global level, on an ummah level, what happens? We have hope in Allah. Because Allah's promise is that truth will vanquish falsehood. And the final thing I want to conclude with is this. We're talking about hope and optimism. As Muslims, the ultimate hope, the ultimate optimism has to be that after all you've gone through in this life, pleasing Allah, suffering difficulties, being tested, still making the effort for the sake of Allah, what's the reward? Nothing less than Al-Jannah. That's where we should have hope and optimism. And how much you want Al-Jannah, how much optimism you have and hope of Al-Jannah will determine how much you make effort for the sake of Allah in our lives. If Allah passes through our lives once a week on a Friday at 1:15, maybe that's not the true hope of Al-Jannah. At least if we pass this through our life 5 times a day, it means we're heading in the right direction. If we're amongst those who are constant in the remembrance of Allah, now we can claim, I'm wanting Al-Jannah, Ya Rab, because you told me the best way to get Al-Jannah is to make my life for your sake. Al-Jannah is the ultimate hope. Al-Jannah is our goal. That's where we're striving. And the height of Al-Jannah is nothing less than the vision of the face of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How can we not be hope? How can we not be optimistic? How can we not be people of positivity? I conclude by reminding the first line of the Hadith Qudsi just one more time, that I am for my slaves as He thinks of. Have the best opinion of Allah, because that's what He's going to be for us. We ask Allah to make us amongst those who have nothing but the best opinion of Allah. We ask Allah to make us amongst those who reflect on the names and attributes of Allah, so we truly know who is Allah and have nothing but optimism and hope with Allah. We ask Allah to increase us in Iman. We ask Allah to increase us in Ihsan. We ask Allah to increase us in Taqwa. We ask Allah to forgive us for our sins, all of them, the big of them, the small of them, the open of them, the hidden of them, the past of them, the present of them, and the future of them. We ask Allah to make every single one of us shining ambassadors for the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and for the beauty of the deen of Islam. We ask Allah to alleviate our suffering and the suffering of our brothers and sisters in Islam and our brothers and sisters in humanity, wherever they are and whatever situation they may be in. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. Surely Allah commands justice, good deeds and generosity to relatives. He forbids all shameful deeds, injustice and rebellion. He instructs you so that you may be reminded. فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونِ. And remember me and I will remember you. Be grateful to me and do not be upon kufr. وَاللَّهُ ذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَصْنَعُونَ. And without doubt, the remembrance of Allah is the greatest thing in life. And Allah knows the deeds that you do. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Each other in our du'as is so important, because when you make dua for someone, there's an amazing benefit. You start making dua for your brother for something that you know he would love. Allah's going to say to the angels to say Ameen, and for you too. So you get whatever you make dua. Oh Allah, increase all my brothers and sisters in this. Allah's going to increase you in this. Whatever you're going to do. But the most important benefit in our context is it starts to create love. There's a warning. There's a warning to come now. When we see the news and we see Syria and Palestine and everything else that's going on and all of our brothers and sisters starving and being bombed, and in all the conditions they are, drowning and etc., etc., etc. What do? We feel it, and we forward things virally on Facebook and WhatsApp, and we make sure that we tell everyone. How much do we make dua, sincere dua? Not just, oh, I wish, wishes and duas are two separate things, brothers and sisters. Do we wish that some good would come to them? Or do we actively make dua, which requires a form of ibadah? To praise Allah, to raise our hands, to make dua to Allah, to say the words with sincerity and ikhlas, to ask for good for them, for relief for them, whatever it might be, and then to conclude with Salah Nabi. Do we do that? If we don't, a warning. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that anyone who goes to sleep at night with no thought or concern for the ummah is not from us. It's not enough to just think about ourselves and our du'as and our needs and our wants and our families and our immediate community. We have to be concerned for the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How many nights do we go to bed without thoughts of the ummah? How many nights could we be in that category where the Rasulullah says they are not from us? If we find ourselves in a category, open your heart. Because this is a dua from the heart. Open your heart to the flight of our brothers and sisters. Open your heart to the blessings of brotherhood. Open your heart to the fact that we are genuinely one ummah. We are all connected by our love for the sake of Allah. We are all connected globally by our Islam. So dua is one of the most powerful ways of increasing ukhuwah between us. And of course, specifically, those who are known to us, those who are beloved to us, make specific du'as for those beloved to us. Because this will continue to make increase in love. Even if you have enemies, make dua for your enemy. Why are you saying make dua for your enemy? I don't want to make dua for my enemy. Yes, make dua for your enemy. Because maybe through your du'as, Allah will bring your hearts closer together, and whatever enmity you had will be repelled. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that the good deed and the bad deed will never reach the level of istiwa, effectiveness. So repel that which is evil with something which is better, until your worst enemy becomes your close friend. Allah's words in the Quran. Do ihsan. Repel that which is evil with something which is better. Someone's been bad to you, make dua. Why? Because this will make, as Allah says in the Quran, your worst enemy can become your best friend. Another way to increase in love and brotherhood. Spread the salam. This is from the Sunnah. Rasulullah said, spread salam to spread love. Give gifts. Spread salam. When we say that, nowadays what's happened, salamu alaikum has become a replacement for hello, how are you, malasani, kiyale. It's just a replacement. We don't even say assalamu alaikum. What's sa'ikum? Somebody else, what's sa'ikum? Sa'ikum. How do you spell sa'ikum? S-A-I-N-K-U-M. Sa'ikum. It's assalamu alaikum. None of us do it. It's a dua for one another. May peace be upon you. Let's make it as a dua. Let's not just make it, hi, how are you? Assalamu alaikum. When you say it from the heart and you mean, may peace be upon you, you spread ukhuwah, you spread love, you spread brotherhood. These are important ways that we can increase in brotherhood. I want to conclude in a moment with one hadith that will summarize all of this. But before I do, let us understand something. Go back to the beginning. This brotherhood, this love for the sake of Allah is based on our Islam. Not our madhab, not our manhaj, not even on iman. It is just based on Islam. And now we find ourselves in an ummah where we look for any reason to deviate from one another, to differentiate from one another, to break ties from one another. Allah tells us in the Quran about the Christians, about the Nasara. He says that you say to them that we come together on that which is common between us, that we worship none but Allah alone. So we're talked by Allah in the Quran with the Christian, not the Muslim. With the Christian, let's come together on what's common between us, that we worship none but Allah alone. With the Christian. So what about the Muslim? All these various madhab and manhaj all agree on one thing. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. One kalima, one ummah, one Quran, one Rabb, one Rasul. All of these things we agree upon. So the 1% of things we disagree upon, let us put those aside and look at the 99% that we agree upon and start building bonds of brotherhood and love based on those concepts. And I conclude with the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, roughly translate, Don't be jealous of one another. Don't spy on one another. And don't hate one another. Don't plot against one another. And don't try to outbid one another. The believer is the brother of the believer. All of you should be the servants of Allah as brothers. The mu'min doesn't harm the mu'min. He doesn't show injustice or humiliate him. And he doesn't look down upon him. That's what is here. And he pointed to his heart. Listen very carefully to the next thing. It is enough, it is sufficient for a Muslim to commit a sin that he looks down upon his brother. It is sufficient of a sin that a Muslim should look down upon his brother. Meaning what? It's enough, it's big enough of a sin just to look down upon someone. Oh, you're from there and I'm from here. You're that grade and I'm this grade. You're that language and I'm this language. You drive this and I drive that. She wears that and he wears that. It is enough of a sin. It is sufficient for a sin that a Muslim should look down upon another Muslim. How many times do we look down upon people? Be warned. It is sufficient of a sin to look down upon another Muslim. Everything that a Muslim has is haram for another Muslim. His money, his life, his property, his honor. The Muslim is the brother to the Muslim. And my final parting dua for all of us here in the khutbah is that I pray that the brotherhood that has existed since I've been here, 2009, will continue and grow and grow. And that the bonds that you formed will continue and grow and grow. And that the love you have for one another will continue to grow and grow. And that on the day of judgment, this gathering and our love for each other for the sake of Allah will all be on our good deeds, records, that we loved each other only for the sake of Allah. And therefore we invoke the love of Allah upon all of us. We ask Allah to increase us in iman. We ask Allah to increase us in ihsan. We ask Allah to increase us in taqwa. We ask Allah to increase us in akhuwa, love for His sake and His sake alone. We ask Allah to increase us in all the beautiful manifestations of the deen that Rasulullah has taught us to have. We ask Allah to forgive us for our sins, the big of them, the small of them, the open of them, the hidden of them, the past of them, the present of them, and the future. We ask Allah to make every single one of us shining examples of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah to alleviate our suffering and the suffering of our brothers and sisters in Islam and our brothers and sisters in humanity, wherever they are and whatever condition they may be in. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. Surely Allah commands justice, good deeds and generosity to relatives, and He forbids all shameful deeds, injustice and rebellion. He instructs you so that you may be reminded. فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. And remember me and I will remember you. Be grateful to me and don't be upon kufr. وَاللَّهُ ذِكْرَ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَصْنَعُونَ. And without doubt, without any doubt, the dhikr of Allah is the greatest thing in life, and Allah knows the deeds that you do. Akim as-salam.